Hello everybody, what's going down? My name is Sonja Marie with Wordlife Astrology, here to give you some astrological inspiration as well as some spiritual understanding. Today is Monday, it's August 12th, 2024. What a beautiful day to be alive. Please forgive me and bear with me as I change up my format and the way that I deliver these weekly rundowns to you. In the next couple of weeks, they'll be altered and some things will change, but I'm doing my best to deliver it to you in the most natural, most succinct state possible. You dig? So thank you for rolling on with me. And yo, if this information resonates with you, please share it. Like and subscribe to this channel if you're new. I'd greatly appreciate that thing. Just trying to get the messages out that come through me specifically. So let's get started. To be truthful with you, I'm going to do my best to give less astrological aspect information to you and more downloads. So with that said, I want to share with you what's been going on for me and possibly for you as well. But I absolutely have had several conversations and people are like, yeah. So if you feel this way in this download or reflecting this download, please let me know in the comments below. Let's have a discussion about it, okay? All I know is, like I said on Instagram, and if you want to follow me there, I'm at Wordlife, Sonja Marie. But like I said on Instagram, we're in a really, really interesting time. Why? And it's a beautiful time, but it can be a little confusing and a little imbalanced on some level. Let me explain to you why, and I've been feeling this, right? We went through this 888 portal. We experienced a tremendous new moon in Leo, and why it was so big is because it had aspects to Jupiter, it had aspects to Mars. Like, the bottom line is that it was huge in the sense that these new things that are coming to us are being given blessings and are coming huge, and are coming with opportunities that you never thought were coming. 2, 3, 4 opportunities. And with Mars, it's coming in fierce and heavy and fast oftentimes too, right? Along with that, and again, that 888 portal that has been telling us and prompting us that all the things that we've been holding on to that have been helping us, so to speak, or crutching us, or coating us, or keeping us in our comfort zone, that portal is like, boop, nope, in the rear view, mamas, in the rear view, papas. It's over, it's done, it's behind us. It's really tricky when that combination of energy comes about, when you have this newness that's forging in, and then when you're told that you can't rely on the happy things, the sad things, the negative things, the good things, the powerful things, all the things in which you would utilize in order to feel good about that newness, you can't hold on to it. We have to discover new tools. We have to discover new ways, new skills in order to, yes, accept even the happiness, in order to accept any kind of downfalls or disappointments, right? Everything is new. But here's the thing. We've been blasted into this new space in the middle of Mercury retrograde, which will be over on August 28th, right? So Mercury retrograde on some level is saying, okay. We got this new stuff. So now how about we reconfigure? How about we reorganize our lives, our closets, our bookkeeping, our conversations to people? Like, literally, how about we mull over all the things that we used to do in a Virgoian way? Because Mercury is in Virgo right now, right? Going backwards. So that's all the absolute organizing and the perfectionisms that we have to revisit to say, maybe I don't have to be perfect. But it's also going to slide into Leo, which is going to allow us to get our panties in the bunch when things don't go our way, when communication is not leaning in the direction that we want it to lean into. So I'm kind of giving y'all a little heads up that Mercury is going to go into Leo on Wednesday, on the 14th. No, yeah, that's Wednesday, right? On the 14th. And the bottom line is that when things don't go, or when it doesn't push, or when the new things don't pan out the way you want it to do, your ego can kind of get up caught up in a bunch, right? Don't allow it. Again, we're at a time until Mercury is direct on the 28th in which we are figuring this newness out. It's almost like we've been pumped in. I said on Instagram, we've been thrown and thrusted into this room, pumped up like Popeye with our new muscles and our new sense of being, our new ways of feeling, our new character traits in which we want to work out and test. Right? We want to practice on people and practice on ourselves for that matter. They're not really ready to go yet. And I know this sounds a little daunting to some, to a few, maybe not to all of you, but I'm hoping this sounds like a soft little land and a whisper of grace. So you can say to yourself, look, all this new stuff is happening to people around me in their time, in divine time. Why isn't this new stuff not happening to me? Because divine time. Because there's some things that you need to still get in order. Because there's some things that you have to check yourself on. How you talk to people, how you ask questions, how you qualify, how you involve yourselves in people's lives, or how you don't by minding your own business. That's all Mercury stuff, y'all. And this is all a download. I pray that this information hits you somewhere. And again, if it does, hit me in the comments below and let me know what you think, okay? Let's get down to the aspects, because today proposes some type of challenge in which I'm sure a few of you may be feeling. Today, the moon is in Scorpio and it's squaring the sun in Leo. Now, the thing about this particular moon and the sun squaring is that if you know astrology, they're both fixed signs and they're both stubborn as hell and they do whatever they want to do, how they want to do it. So for this square to benefit from one another, and squares are challenging, squares are hard, but we can benefit from them by allowing iron to sharpen iron. I hope you understand what that means. In particular, as the moon is saying in Scorpio, we need to be determined about some things. As the moon is saying in Scorpio, we need to be more passionate. We need to be a little bit more controlling of our emotions or other people's emotions. It's going up against Leo's energy to shine, Leo's energy to be found out, Leo's energy to perform, Leo's energy to show up. Because maybe that Scorpio energy wants you to pull back and be mysterious, where the Leo energy wants you to be out there in the world and showing people what you got. It's a new day. I got to shine brightly. That's going to pose to be a problem here on Monday, because the emotional state is like, I still have to figure it out. Here's the thing. When you use two personal planets like this, or personal positions such as the moon and the sun, and they are square, you kind of have to do a little bit in that day at different times. Meaning, the moon in Scorpio says get meditative, get quiet, become observant. Maybe you can do that at the beginning of the day or the end of the day. And then the sun in Leo says shine, be gregarious, be generous, give your heart. Right? Allow the sun to do its job when it needs to do its job, and the moon to do its job when it needs to do its job, so they don't have a fight. I hope y'all understand that. Why? Because we need to stay on track. Also today, the moon in Scorpio is trining Saturn in Pisces, so that's a brilliant thing. The thing is that if you can keep the sun and the moon from fighting, you can get to Saturn and its discipline. Because the moon says, I just want to touch Saturn. I just want Saturn to remind me what I need to do on a daily basis in order to stay true to me, in order to stay true to spirit, in order to stay on my prayer, in order to stay on my regimen of getting up in the morning, of having my lemon water, of all the things that we need to do on a ritualistic basis, daily basis oftentimes, in order to stay focused and keep our eyes on spirit. Why? Because Saturn is in Pisces, and Pisces deals with spirit, the ethereal, passive-aggressive situations, forgiveness, compassion. So when that moon in Scorpio is like, yo, I don't want to fight the sun. I just want to go further in me so I can go deeper in my disciplines. Let it. That's where we develop our fullest character. And when Mercury goes direct, we can absolutely implement all the things in which we've learned, all the lessons through Saturn in which we've learned, all the fears that we demolished through Saturn in which we've learned. Y'all get this? Yo, ask questions if you have to. It's a powerful, powerful message. Stay on track. And then when we wake up on Tuesday, the moon will be in Scorpio still, and it's going to trine Neptune early in the morning. Now, with the moon in Scorpio trining Neptune in Pisces, listen, it's just us waking up again to spirit, us waking up again to our brilliant imaginations, us waking up in a space and place in which we can, yes, examine our compassion, examine how music and art can alter our spirit and our day, like for real. Because on the same day, with that moon being in Scorpio, it will change into Sag, but then it's going to square Mercury in Virgo as it's going retrograde. So you see how it's important to Tuesday, stay in our imagination, stay in the magic. Neptune brings magic. And as long as we can stay there and allow ourselves to dream, allow ourselves to manifest more of what it is we need from the ethers, from the unknown, then it will absolutely help us figure out what's being said. Because the moon will square Mercury going retrograde in Virgo, telling us to be perfect. Forget that imagination. Be perfect, be critical, be discriminating, all the things. And it's like, wait a minute. There's no real way to be discriminating when it comes to your imagination and your creativity and the ethereal of Neptune. Give yourself a break tomorrow and check yourself. Pull yourself back when you're going against your own ideas. Pull yourself back when you're second guessing your creativity, when you're second guessing your imagination and your feels for what needs to happen new in your life. You don't have to second guess yourself tomorrow. You know why? Because Mercury in retrograde will change, and it will go direct very simply and very quickly. The bottom line is that we are being told to review. Don't get caught like a deer in the headlights and not know what to do because your imagination is going up against some practical or realistic aim. Let yourself float tomorrow, being Tuesday. Let yourself imagine things so you can bring new creative ideas into your particular ether, into your aura. You dig? Now, like I said on Wednesday, that Mercury retrograde is going to back up into Leo. Again, let me elaborate on that a little bit because I want y'all to recognize the shift. It's going to go from us feeling possibly thrown off in our mind about being a perfectionist and about being more discriminating and more critical to us now checking our ego, to us now checking, our bratish ways. So now if we don't get what we want, if we don't get what it is that we see that's possible in our brains and our thought process and how we ask a thing, we can get caught up in our ego and become and react like a brat. Don't do that, y'all. Because that brat syndrome, leaning in that space, brings us back to not only trauma, but brings us back into manipulative ways in which we used as a child to get through, to get over. We don't need to do that. We're grown people. And this time is offering up a moment for us to come up with new ways of talking to people, new ways of communicating, new ways of showing folks that, I am mature. This is what I need. And if you can't give it to me, then I'm going to have to find it somewhere else. That's what that's about. You don't have to turn into a brat and stomp out the room as this Mercury retrograde goes into Leo on Wednesday. Okay? You don't have to do that. Take a breath and ask for what you need with courage and with will. And be patient. Because people may not respond so quickly during this Mercury retrograde. They may not want to talk about personal issues. They may not want to talk about professional issues for that matter. They may not want to talk because people in this moment in time, again, we are trying to utilize this new space. And we don't want to say things that's going to, what's the elders used to say, cut your nose off to spite your face. We don't want to say things that's going to hold us back from any new opportunities that could be coming down the pike. So a lot of people are just being quiet and holding their tongue or not responding in a way that you may want them to respond. When that Mercury goes into Leo, don't be bossy about it. I need an answer, because you may get an answer that you may not like. That's the point. So be patient if people are being patient in responding to you. The answer will come, okay? Divine time, y'all. Now, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's a lot of aspects going down, and I'm not going to share each and every one of them. Again, doing my best to stay less technical in these rundowns and a little bit more of a download kind of feel. This is what I know, though. After reading all of those particular aspects, again, our communication will be challenged, but more importantly, we'll be challenged to stay on track because Saturn will be challenged all throughout the rest of the week. It's going to be an interesting up and down, kind of topsy-turvy kind of week, challenging our ego, challenging our thought process, challenging our disciplines. Can we stay on our prayers? Can we stay on our yoga? Can we stay on working out? Can we stay on reading and kind of like allowing our mind to take a break? Can we go to bed early like we've been telling ourselves we were going to do? Can we do a fast in which we can, that we've been saying to ourselves that we're going to do? Like, for real. All of these things are necessary to keep on the forefront of the brain, because why? At the very least, this is what I sense. Again, I get hits, y'all. This is what I sense. It'll be really, really hard to stay on track, because not necessarily the darkness or negativity is coming for us. It's our own inability to trust ourselves in this new space that wants us to veer off left and right and slide back into our old habits. Again, because Mercury's retrograde going, we can do that one more time. It won't hurt. I mean, it worked for the last 15 years. You understand what I'm saying? Mercury's trying to pull us back, but literally Mercury is trying to get us to review and say, well, did it work? I don't know. You remember in April of 2005 when the thing didn't work? And then again 2 years later, and then again 2 years later, like, maybe we should change. Mercury is saying review it, not slide into it and test it so you can't, or so you don't get caught out there. Y'all get my vernacular? And the way I speak? I hope so. Gosh darn it. Let's pull a card. I love pulling these cards for us. Simply because it really helps to give me some kind of focus, and I hope it helps for you too. If you like, you can go ahead and Google these cards, Osho, Zen Tarot cards, and you can get the meaning of it again by reading what's online, okay? Osho, Zen Tarot cards. Let's see what this week has in store for us. Now, listen, I could not have picked a more appropriate card. Spirit is on one. And by the way, while I was doing this, we had an earthquake. I just want to let y'all know. Check this out. The mind, y'all. With all this Mercury retrograde information and all the things I just said or just came through me, the mind. Check that out. This is what happens when we forget that the mind is meant to be a servant and start to allow it to run our lives. The head is filled with mechanisms, the mouth is ranting and raving, and the whole surrounding atmosphere is being polluted by this factory of arguments and opinions. But wait, you say, the mind is what makes us human. It's the source of all progress and all great truths. Well, if you believe that, try an experiment. Go into your room, shut the door, turn on a tape recorder, and give yourself total permission to say whatever is on your mind. If you really allow it to all come spewing out without any censorship or editing, you will be amazed at the rubbish that comes forth. The Page of Clouds is telling you that somebody somewhere is stuck in a head trip. Take a look and make sure it isn't you. Ashe. Now, what I tell my clients when I pick this card for them, I've tried my best to reiterate. And by the way, I do personal readings. You can hit up my website. I am doing a summertime special right now, and I'm going to put the link below so you can jump on that, okay? I love doing couples readings too, so jump on it. But what I tell my clients often when we get this mind card is that the mind is meant to be a servant, meaning that the soul, the soul came here to run us. The spirit of who we are came here to decide what it is that we need to do. The mind is supposed to assist the soul. When we allow the mind to run and do its thing, the soul is like, wait, hold on. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to be here until you figure it out. But you know I'm the leader in the pack. I'm the leader. The soul says, I'm supposed to be a teacher. And the mind says, forget that. Teachers don't make too much money. We're going to be Beyonce. Well, try your best to be Beyonce. And the soul will bring you right back to what it is you were meant to do in this lifetime. And that's be a teacher. So check yourself on how your mind is running away with you and not checking into your soul. Okay? That's the message, y'all. Hope to see you soon next week for sure. Again, leave some comments below and let's interact. I want to know what you're thinking. Much love to you, okay? And be good and be easy on yourself. Adios.